It's Friday night, and the mood is right. We're gonna have some fun, show you how it's done. TGI.
Yo, do you remember the 90s? Let's find out. Acid wash jeans, Doc Martens on your feet, Pogs in your pocket, and bagel bites to eat. Watching Full House with your digital pets. Mom, get off the phone, I need to use the internets. Let's go to Blockbuster, there's nothing else to do. Carmen Sandiego, where the hell are you? I like Tukey not.
You got mail.
Ice, ice, baby, swing.
Oh, hello. I'm alive. I'm back. It's me, your old pal Cardiff Electric, here for You'll Remember the 90s. OJ, how are you, my friend?
Good evening. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm much better. As I was watching last week, obviously I wasn't here. I was watching the show last week, watching you guys play Tetris.
That was fun.
I mean, I was laying in a hospital. I had wedges of log still in my brain, and I was sitting there watching you guys, and I closed my eyes, OJ, and I prayed for just one wish.
One wish.
For one wish, because isn't that what you do? You pray for wishes. When you have, listen, I had logs lodged in my brain. I wasn't thinking very clearly. Okay.
Well, what was your wish?
I wished that I could play Tetris with you.
Oh,
I know
wow.
Logically, I probably should have wished that I didn't get my head smashed by a log from a logging truck. That probably would have been a better wish, but you guys looked like you were having so much fun. OJ, I just wanted to play Tetris with you last Friday, but maybe one day you and I will get to play Tetris. Maybe one day we will be on the same Tetris playing show, because you missed the last time we played Tetris.
I did.
And I missed that time. So yes, JT, I believe, is the Tetris champion, or you're the Tetris champion.
I think I'm the Tetris champion.
Yeah, JT is just cheering for you there. Okay. I thought JT was cheering for himself, but then I remembered all the fans were horrible at Tetris. And
yeah, they
OJ.
I really haven't played that game in years, and I destroyed everyone I played.
Good. So
It was fun though.
Yeah, you guys had some fun last week. So yeah. I don't know why I have a delay. You guys had some fun last week. You played some Tetris, made me jealous in my hospital bed. But this week, B Dabbler's not with us.
He's still alive, right?
Well, yes.
Oh,
yes, he's still alive. Yes. But see, I mean, I don't know if, I guess we could talk about this. It is America. It's a free country, right, OJ?
I guess.
El Horrible, as we all know, lives in a very Republican state. And as we all know, in Republican states, they ritualistically murder all their orphans. So, B Dabbler, being a good citizen of his state, volunteers a couple nights a month out of his free time to slaughter orphans and some children lost in malls. Yes, it's a horrible thing, I believe, but I don't live in a
this is
Republican state.
Allegedly.
All Republicans do it. I mean, it's fine. We get it.
Never heard this before.
No. Well, you must live in a Democratic state.
No, Ohio.
Oh, well, Ohio. I mean, that's like half Republican. No. So apparently John attempted to rape somebody. We learned that as we were warming up for the show.
Yes, and this, even though this is remember the 90s,
we can't resist.
We can't resist. Sorry.
Yeah, apparently Casey had a bombshell today on a Dabble Point on the Shuli network this week, as the show rotates from the two giant networks in the Dabbleverse.
And what was that on today, or
that was today? Every Friday.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
So they had Casey as a guest. They had Carl. So it was Carl, Shuley, Casey, and Bobby Fran, I believe, was on.
Okay.
Or was it the Quad Father? I don't know.
How do you get those guys mixed up?
I don't know. But no, I believe it was BF Bobby Fran, my friend and yours, your friend and ours, on the show. I did not see the show, so that's why I don't know who was on.
Okay.
Realistically, I saw a little.
Yeah, right.
thumbnail.
Cardiff just found out and alerted me to the news
Yes.
right before we started streaming today.
I just
right
saw a
now.
tweet. I just saw a tweet.
Okay. So
So tune in tomorrow on Bedabbler, where we'll probably have the video, and we'll talk
I want to talk about that now.
I know. I don't know anything. Okay, chat, tell us what we're missing. We'll wait.
Should we do a mix of the 90s mixed with the Dabbleverse tonight?
Allegedly, this rape may have attempted to have happened in the 90s. So yes, it was Bobby Fran because Ass Napkin Ed got his days mixed up. Was Ass Napkin Ed going to be on Point Dabble Point today? Interesting. I don't know. Yes, there's a difference. Quad has no legs. Fran has no shame. Yes. BF Bobby Fran, one of my great friends from Pottstown, PA. But yeah, that was.
I dubbed his fans the Fran Addicts. Actually, I don't know if he still uses that, but
it was quite genius of you, OJ. But unfortunately, I think tonight we need to talk about OJ Orenthal, James Simpson, your friend and mine, Orenthal, James Simpson, your namesake, even OJ. Would you say? I mean, without this OJ, there wouldn't be this OJ. Is that
I don't know if he was the first OJ though. I think there was other OJs before him. Maybe not.
Nobody remembers any of those ones.
That's true.
He's the one they remember. He's the one that everybody remembers. Did you remember him as so I remembered OJ as a movie star.
Same. I had a fond memory of OJ.
Naked Gun, TV, Hertz commercials, all these things. But yeah, I didn't know. I knew he was a football player. I didn't know how.
I think it was a little before our time, right?
Yeah, I think he was before our time. But we learned more of him as the years went on. Right. But like I had no idea he threw 4 touchdowns in a single game. Did you know that?
Threw?
Yes, 4 touchdowns in a single game.
I did not know that.
Yes, he did. I didn't realize how I think 2,000 yards he ran for in one season. He set the NFL record. You know, the 4 touchdowns in a single game is an Al Bundy reference, right?
You know what? I'm sorry, Cardiff. Okay. I was so distracted by my bad lighting. I had to get up.
I couldn't just
totally missed the reference.
I couldn't just let it sit there. I couldn't just let it sit there. I had
Thank you.
But yeah, I didn't. He did win the Heisman Trophy.
Yes,
he did run for 2,000 yards in a single season. I think is that still a record?
No,
it's been broken.
It's been broken. Yeah, because I remember.
Yes, by Stevie Steverson in 1992.
I know Jamal Lewis was one of the people that broke the record, and anyways, doesn't matter.
Yes, but yeah, he was. He played his last NFL game in 1979. OJ, did you know that?
Yes, yeah.
It wouldn't have been our
right.
Wouldn't have been any football we would have watched.
I barely remember the commercials. I really, I was a huge fan of the Naked Gun movies, so yeah. That's all I really knew him from.
Naked Gun. That was all we needed from our OJ. That was the OJ we knew and loved. And even the night of the famed Bronco chase, I believe it was June the 14th. No, It was June the 17th, 1994. Even on that night, did you watch the chase? Were you interested in the chase? Did you know something was big was happening?
It's one of those things where I remember exactly where I was. We would watch sporting events at one of my good friends' homes,
Okay.
and that's where I was. I was at my buddy's house, sitting on the couch, watching a basketball game. I think it was the Knicks, and I forget, maybe the Rockets. And they broke into the chase live on TV.
Mhm.
So
And then
yeah,
were you locked in? Were you
I mean, everyone
watching it
was
for
locked in
hours on?
after.
Okay.
Well, I mean, yeah, everybody was after that. I mean, there was no like internet, and everything was on TV, and
Yeah, I don't I remember.
everybody was talking about OJ. Everybody was talking about it.
Well, that's the
And
I think
wasn't it
that
like the first trial, like
that
a
was broadcast.
huge
Yeah, yeah.
that was broadcast,
Yeah.
right?
But that was for me, it was like, I remember it was a Friday night, only because I remember I worked Friday nights at that time. I worked, I went out, I probably did something after work, and then I always worked Saturday mornings as well. So I worked Friday night, fucked around, went to work Saturday morning as well. So I remember I came home, I think I watched about 10 minutes TV. Like, I just turned the TV on before I went to bed, and I saw this Bronco thing, and I turned the TV off. I didn't give a fuck. I'm like, I gotta go to work tomorrow. Fuck this. Turned it off, went to bed, went to work the next morning, and that's all anybody was talking about. And I had no fucking idea what was happening. Like, I had no clue. I had to go buy, I had listen up, children. I had to go buy a newspaper. Like, to actually see what the fuck was going on. People were telling me it was OJ Simpson and the naked gun guy, the foot 2,000 yards. People are yelling. It was insane. And I had no fucking clue. And it was just funny to think that there was a time where, yeah, you could just have no fucking clue. Just kind of how we're like hearing about stuff about Stuttering John now,
Right.
but it's just so, it's so weird. So yeah, we had that. Everyone was talking about, and I felt like I missed something. Like, oh, I wasn't part of that moment. But the trial, yeah, the trial was huge. For me, how I watched this, I think, was from skits on Saturday Night Live, late night
Sure.
Letterman and Leno, shit Stern. Did I have Howard Stern in 94? Like, I know I've heard all the stuff from 94, like, but did I have it in 94? I might
I mean,
not.
it was endless on Howard.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to think if I was listening to it live, if I was in yet, if we had Stern in 94. I don't think I did.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Again, I listened to it all after, right? So, and I remember them talking about it and thinking back to it, but I don't think I had Stern live. I got to look back at some of the timelines for me for Stern, kind of figure out when I really started checking in every day live on the radio. But yeah, this was huge. This was insane. Um, it dominated everything. It was on the sports shows we're talking about it. The news shows were talking about it. The comedy, like the late night shows were talking everything. It was news on every channel.
Everyone took a stab at an OJ joke.
Oh, how dare you?
Oh,
Too soon.
yes, and then all the characters, all these people that came out and that were witnesses, like that Cato Kalin guy.
Woody from Syracuse chiming in with Cato. Yeah, Howard had
Oh, there
Cato
you go.
Kalin on as a guest. Yeah. And again, even seeing that guy spoofed and hearing his story and hearing his stuff. And okay, yes, this was a very serious thing that happened. 2 people died. It was horrible. But
I mean, Cato Kalin is more well known than Stuttering John, I would say.
I think so. I bet Cato Kalin has a great podcast. I bet he's not trying to screw people over who tried to help him. Fuck you, John. but yeah, we met all these people. It was insane. Like it was fucking insanity. And again, it was all a horrible double murder, but I don't think anyone gave a shit about the murder part. Like the way people were freaking. I mean, the families obviously, but it was
Right.
all
It
about.
was a
It was the
circus. It was
spectacle.
a
It was
circus.
yeah, yeah. It was absolutely insane. But if you were listening to Howard Stern live that day, um, you would have heard an obvious. Uh, is this the greatest phony phone call of all time? I mean, maybe that's a something to debate another time, but
Well, considering I think it might be considering how, OJ Simpson is basically a household name, right? So, not like he's a star, like, for the right
yeah,
reasons, but everybody knows who OJ is. So, and
yeah,
this moment, everybody knows about this. This
yeah.
may be the
Even
greatest prank call
this could be it.
ever.
I mean, I think that's going to be an episode on its own. We've got to go through some of the best prank calls, but this with it,
Yeah.
take out the Howard bias. Jenks is Jenks still alive?
That's
Should
a
get,
good question.
we should get
I haven't heard about that guy in
we
years.
got to get Jenks on a show.
Jenks, and my absolute dream is to get sour shoes.
Yes, yes. We might get sour. We could get sour shoes. That's a possibility.
I would love that.
Jenks. I don't know, but we have. Yeah, I would say this is probably the greatest prank call. And again, I heard
It
this
has to be.
ad nauseum. Um, yeah, no, this is so. So let's get before we get to this. So everyone knows OJ killed his wife. We're not debating guilt.
Allegedly.
We're not debating guilt here. I tagged OJ. Maybe OJ's watching right now. Maybe we'll get him to confess tonight. But June 12th, 94, Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald Goldman are stabbed to death. Their bodies found in front of the courtyard of Nicole's condominium in Brentwood. The next day, OJ is notified of the murders while on a business trip in Chicago. He returns to Los Angeles and is temporarily handcuffed and taken in for questioning. Robert Shapiro is contacted on Simpson's behalf and asked to become defense counsel. And I guess OJ was released on his own. I guess he wasn't charged with anything at that point. The funerals are held on the 16th. And on the 17th, OJ gets word that he's about to be arrested for murder and be charged formally. He was hiding out in Robert Kardashian's home of Kim Kardashian now, I guess. I guess it's the house that no, I don't think they live in that house anymore, do they? Who cares? She's a cunt. So he slipped out of Robert Kardashian's house and is chased by police while riding in his white Ford Bronco driven by his friend AC Cowlings. Wait, wasn't it AC's Bronco? Or was it OJ's Bronco? I know
That's
they
how
both
I
had Broncos.
remembered it. I remembered it being AC's Bronco, but
Yeah, that's what I remember too. This article says the other way around, but because I did see a clip of that Bronco ending up on Pawn Stars or something. And I think they made a point that it was AC's, not OJ's, because that's the one they were actually in. Maybe the reports initially were it was OJ's Bronco because they both had a Bronco, but this was, I believe, AC's Bronco. When he returns, anyway, okay, so that's the chase. So that's what gets us this moment in Howard Stern history. Again, ladies and gentlemen, the greatest, allegedly, the greatest prank phone call ever. Like on scale,
just on scale, the people involved, isn't it? Like Tom Brokaw and then Peter Jennings and Al Michaels chimes in. I mean,
literally,
you mix that in with the Baba Booey and OJ. It has to be the greatest prank call ever.
I think literally 50 million people probably watched this live. Like there wasn't that many channels to watch. Everyone was watching this, and 50% of the people watching this channel saw this happen, and then it multiplied over the years on Stern because it's got such play, because it's fantastic and it needs to be played now. So here we go.
Here we go.
Captain Jenks, we love you wherever you are. Come on the show.
Can ask everybody to be quiet for a moment. We have on the phone with us as well Robert Higgins, who lives in the neighborhood and is on the ground.
Robert
inside
Higgins.
the van. Mr. Higgins.
Yes, how are you?
Just about as tense as you are, sir.
Oh, my Lord, this is quite the tensest.
What can you see?
Oh, what I'm looking at right now is I'm looking at the van, and I see OJ kind of slouching down, looking very, very upset. Now, look at here. He look very upset. I don't know what he going to be doing.
Can you see him doing anything specific? Is he merely sitting there?
He is just sitting around, just looking like he'd be very nervous.
Can you hear anything, Mr. Higgins?
It's just too much commotion. I be in the back of a news van, so I can't really hear that good, but I can see it all. And I see OJ. Man, and he looks scared. And I would be scared because there's cops all deep in this.
Thank you, Mr. Higgins.
And Baba Booey to y'all.
The driveway of O.J. Simpson's home in Brentwood. Clearly an effort being made to have him come out of the vehicle.
Jenks.
In the doorway of the house, his friend, Al Cowling.
Peter, by the way, just for the record, this is Al Michaels. That was a totally farcical call. Lest anybody think that was somebody who was truly across the street. That was not. He said something in code at the end that's indicative of the mentioning of the name of a certain radio talk show host.
Okay, thanks, Al.
So he was not there.
All right, we have them on every coast. Thank you very much. Not the first time nor the last time will have been had, but
I always loved the way Al Michaels referred to Barbara Booey to y'all as some type of code.
Right. It's a code for a certain radio.
Baba Booey is not, and I think I said Barbara Booey. Baba Booey is, I guess it is a code. If you have to classify it as something, if you have to explain, I guess it is a code, but it's for, yeah.
Well, especially back then, not everybody knew who Baba Booey was, or, it kind of became its own thing. Became way bigger than the actual Baba Booey.
Yes, that's for sure. That was, Jenks at his best.
Was this what really sparked the Baba Booey movement? Like, really? I mean, my timeline, I don't remember how big Baba Booey was, like, as far as like publicly.
Yeah, I don't.
Other than the Stern universe.
I mean, this would probably be the one thing that it was seen the most on, for sure. Like, this was almost half the country watching.
Like, media wise, I'm kind of thinking this is what started, like, the whole, at the golf courses and people screaming Baba Booey. And
the golf course is way later. The golf course is way, way later. But I remember from this, I think it got to the news camera. Like, I think this was before people were yelling it behind newscasters and stuff.
Right.
But yeah, it was great. Thank you, Jenks. Jenks, we love you. Please come on the show. We want to talk to you for sure. But so that I should have played, I guess, the chase first, because that was. But here's some footage from the chase.
No, because the chase came afterwards. So
I guess. I guess.
Order.
Yeah. Okay. But people were now watching this chase at home and seeing, OJ's. Oh, and by the way, JT, the bag slapper. Thank you. Yes, a connection at John's old neighbors, the Kardashians.
I really remember just being in awe of, like, how many police were following him, and it's like, why don't they just stop him? Like, I didn't understand that. Yeah,
well, I mean, everyone was like, why did they shoot the tires out? It's really hard to do to a moving vehicle, I think, especially from behind. But they had the roads closed. But then again, that's this whole circus around this. Like, it started then too, where the choppers were following. I forgot the guy's name, Ronton or something. I remember the first reporter had a weird name. that started following him, and then other choppers. I think there's other choppers that came and followed him too. But people would be going and cheering on OJ,
Right.
like they run down the
Hanging up
street, and
like poster signs and
yeah, like it was, it was insane. So yeah, let's watch some of this. Look at all those cops. Yeah, look, all the people gathered to watch. They got to see OJ. It's like they want to be part of this. I get it, I guess, but it was insane. The guy just killed 2 people.
OJ mania.
OJ mania. People cheering at the overpasses, like it's insane. Oh, we did forget to
And this
talk
is
about,
before the internet too, you know, like this is the kind of stuff you see nowadays, right?
yeah. But that's the thing too. This video footage, like somebody's video camera picked this up. I'm assuming this is news footage because you didn't have every person with a phone camera, right? Like you didn't have a lot of from the street footage,
Right.
right? Like it was just the cameras. But can you imagine something like this happening now? How many shots of like how much footage we would have of the OJ police chase? Everybody would be recording it, right? So we would have 10 million fucking different videos on YouTube to kind of go through and look at. But yeah, it was insane. Like that was everybody was nuts for that. That was the news for days and days and weeks and months and after that. But that was insane. But
It really was.
Yeah. What did you? I don't know what did. So again, there was also too. We forgot to talk about the suicide, not suicide note, I guess, that he left before the chase.
Right.
You know, it's like, yeah, I forgot the way it was worded. I should have pulled it up, but it kind of alluded to him. I can't go on. I can't go on without them. Like it's got to end now, kind of thing. Like just very, very much made you think he's going to kill himself. He's leaving.
So I have the suicide note.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah. I guess I'll read it, I guess. To whom it may concern, for everyone I understand, I have nothing to do with Nicole's murder. I loved her, always have, and always will. If we had a problem, it's because I loved her so much. Recently, we came to an
Hold on.
understanding.
Can you wait for a second?
Sure.
Maybe that's a good point for me to play the 911 calls from Nicole. Never mind. We'll do that later. Okay.
Recently, we came to an understanding that for now, we're not right for each other, at least for now. Despite our love, we were different, and that's why we were mutually agreed to go our separate ways. It was tough splitting for a second time, but we both knew it was for the best. Inside, I no doubt that in the future, we would be close friends or more. This is very odd the way it's written.
Yeah.
Unlike what has been written in the press, Nicole and I had great relationship for most of our lives together. Like all long-term relationships, we had a few downs and ups. All right, this goes on actually for a while, and I thought it was going to be a lot more interesting, so that's why I volunteered to read it. But
show prep, people. We show prep.
Here's the end. At times, I felt like a battered husband or boyfriend, but I loved her. Make that clear to everyone. And I would take whatever it took to make it work. Don't feel sorry for me. I had a great life, great friends. Please think of the real OJ and not the lost person. Thanks for making my life special. I hope I helped yours. Peace and love, OJ.
OJ. Wow. Yeah, Robert Christensen, great point. At the time, they were uncertain if OJ was armed or a threat to the driver or a threat to himself.
That's
That is
right.
why they just followed. And yeah, okay, that makes a lot of
Yeah,
sense.
because
And
you
yes,
know what that does. I just had a flashback after he mentioned that. I believe I think if memory serves me correctly, I remember hearing him on the phone with the police, and he kind of sounded very suicidal while he was
yeah,
talking to them.
yeah, I remember that too. The stuff on, yeah, and would an innocent man have a 25,000 and a disguise if he was innocent? Yeah, what was it? He had a fake mustache and adhesive in the vehicle with him. Yeah, and again, Tiger Lily, great point. Imagine Fred and Kim Goldman, Nicole's parents. I don't know if Nicole's parents were around. Imagine this monster slaughtered your kid, and people were cheering him, and cops were coddling
Yeah,
him,
gross.
and it got worse. I mean, it really got worse from there. And yes, this was a great miniseries, American Crime Story with about OJ. It had Ross from Friends, not the guy who died, the other guy, and not the guy that says "Whoa," Ross. I think I narrowed it down. He was in there playing Robert Kardashian, father to the whore, and the cunts.
And in the future, we may do a deeper dive into the whole OJ story. We actually, one of our beloved chatters was involved in a movie about OJ, and has a lot more information on this subject.
Yes,
So when I could get that all together, maybe we'll work that into another show.
yes, and we definitely can revisit this because we're just touching on stuff. This, like, I didn't even know how to. We just came up with the idea. Okay, we'll pull back the curtain for a second. I think I just launched the idea of doing OJ at you yesterday because we had nothing planned for this week.
Right.
Be dabblers screwing us over, having to go kill orphans.
Yep.
And we're just like, how about OJ? We figured that would be an easy one. But when I started pulling stuff, when I started looking at stuff, I'm like, fuck, there's so many. Like, we could just sit and watch trial footage for hours on end because it's a lot of it was really good.
It really is a fascinating subject, and it didn't occur to me until right before the show about one of the beloved chatters that, like I said, was involved in. And they won Emmys for the movie. So yeah, it really, maybe we can even get him on, talk about it. He's got a lot of inside information, and yeah, we just kind of threw the show together.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we're there's other ways to look at this, and you'll see with some of the probably
we have a lot of excuses for this show.
Yes, we do.
We make
remember the excuses?
Yes.
We're still working through the first season
figure it
jitters.
out.
So Travolta played Shapiro. Was that the same one? Was there a different? I could have sworn it was Ross, but I know there was another one. Maybe I thought Travolta played somebody else, but I don't know. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Wendy's.
Hi,
Lawyers.
Wendy. We love you.
You're the best. But yeah, I took a little different look at this, and again, only because I said this is. I'm going to play you something now.
Okay.
And this is really how I absorbed a lot of the information that was happening at the time, was through comedy.
Sure.
So in this clip, we have Mike Myers playing Judge Ito, and that's the thing. These people now, judges and district attorneys and lawyers, were now famous people.
Yep.
All of a sudden, because of Court TV and CNN and the 24-hour coverage, and they were being spoofed. Not only were they now famous, now they're being spoofed on Saturday Night Live. Like, nobody went to law school thinking that Chris Farley was going to be playing them on Saturday Night Live.
Right.
20 years from now, right?
You know what we could have pulled too? It just just thought of pretty much they spoofed Johnny Cochran on Seinfeld.
Yes, I was going to pull Jackie Childs.
Yes.
I was going to pull some Jackie Childs. But yeah, that's another one that just was very very obvious. It wasn't Johnny Cochran, but it very obviously was Johnny Cochran, right? Like, yeah, these people became famous. Like, it was weird, all because of this. We have some controversial characters here for the ride. Says David Schwimmer. Ross played Robert Kardashian. What say you, Woody? is here for the ride. A liar, liar, pants on fire. But yeah, so they became pop culture references now. Like it's Jay Leno had his dancing Edos, which, if you remember, it was the dumbest. I wonder if John wrote that bit because it was horrible. The dancing Edos. I think at least Letterman was being a little more, as Letterman always was, a little more aggressive, much better humor. But
Right.
Saturday Night Live had their crack at some of the characters.
But I will not allow Mr. Simpson's jailhouse confession to Rosie Greer, quote, "Okay, I killed the bitch." I will allow the 911 call in which Nicole Simpson screams, "He's going to kill me." But I will not allow the call where she screams, "He's going to kill me and Ron Goldman" on June 12th outside my condo. I will allow the National Enquirer.
So, yeah, that was a Saturday Night Live skit, and they were exaggerating, but it wasn't really that much of an exaggeration of what was actually happening in the court. Like it was insane. It was a shit show. It was a circus from day one, and a lot of people, I guess, blame Judge Ito for kind of knowing the cameras were there and really kind of being distracted by the cameras. Kind of almost forgot he was a judge for a while. Johnny Cochran was, again, some of the stuff I would see on clips and even watching the actual footage now is as ridiculous as Jackie Childs.
Sure.
Right? Like the reality wasn't far off from the spoof. So,
and that's what made everything so funny. That's why it was so easily made, they could take this little skit and sure, like maybe this doesn't seem that hilarious, but it is. It really was that much. It was that close to reality. It wasn't far off.
Yeah. So let me ask you something again, because I absorbed so much of this from Isaac Walmart. Would today's SNL even touch this? No.
No.
They wouldn't. No chance.
No.
Ooh, Casey's live right now talking about what happened. Can we snipe? Yes. No, we can't. But we'll be watching later. We'll be watching later. Casey will be on later. Don't worry. He very rarely ever gets to a point. But when you hear the words, "If it doesn't fit, you must acquit," you know what I'm saying, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. What was Johnny Cochran talking about when he screamed, "If it don't fit, you must acquit"?
The isotoner gloves.
See, he might. Well, he may have said that another time, but no, that's not actually where the quote came from.
Oh, really?
Or at least not the first time it was in the case. But I remember it like that too, where they took that line, they put it with the gloves. "If it don't fit, you must acquit." That's what Jackie Childs did. Didn't he? What was his line?
Oh, I don't remember that.
But he had a similar line that he used. Fuck, that's gonna bother me now. But no, it was here. I'll play the clip for you. It's about 2 minutes.
All
But
right.
when I watched this, I was like, really? That's where that came from in the pop culture. It was not the isotoners.
Last night about this case and their theory and how it didn't make any sense and how it didn't fit and how something is wrong. It occurred to me how they were going to come here and stand up here and tell you how O.J. Simpson was going to disguise himself. He was going to put on a knit cap and some dark clothes, and he was going to get in his white Bronco and this recognizable person and go over and kill his wife. That's what they want you to believe. That's how silly their argument is.
So he's talking about the disguise. They were talking about the disguise, presenting the disguise, and this was his rebuttal.
Right.
And again, just watch him. It is a cartoon. It's like watching Jackie Childs. Like this was real, people. This is your court system. Do something. It's out of
It is. And
control.
I said to myself, maybe
It's
I can
30 years
demonstrate
ago.
this graphically. Let me show you something. This is a knit cap. I'm gonna put this knit cap on. And you've been seeing me for a year. If I put this knit cap on, who am I? I'm still Johnny Cochran with a knit cap. And if you look at O.J. Simpson over there, and he has a rather large head, O.J. Simpson in a knit cap from 2 blocks away is still O.J. Simpson. It's no disguise. It's no disguise. It makes no sense. It doesn't fit. If it doesn't fit, you must acquit. It reminded me that there was on.
So he was saying they're
He kind of did insinuate that the hat might not fit his big head.
that too. But he was talking about their theory doesn't fit. Their theory that he was going to disguise himself. So that's what he was trying to get thrown out. JTS, look at the tie. That is the quintessential
That's a nice
90s tie. That's for sure. Sure, I wore those to many a first communion. That exact tie. But yes, then we do get to the glove itself, and this
I definitely remember that vividly in my head of him just posing, trying to put the gloves on, and
I
he
think
did a hell of a job with that.
Yeah, yes, but that from the miniseries I watched, from all the news reports I watched, that was, I think, the most fatal flaw the prosecutors made by bringing those out and asking him to put those on.
Okay,
Like that was,
yeah, I believe it. That sticks in my memory from all these
Yeah.
years later. That's the one thing I remember most of all of that trial.
the glove.
The gloves, yeah.
The name or the style, the right hand of style 70263.
Are we going to be able to
What
see him put
style
them on?
number was that?
Yep.
Oh, beautiful.
70263.
Which glove?
I had to.
Harris leather lined
I'll let you
glove.
know. So yeah, they're talking
Very
about the
nice
glove right
and,
now. Bloomingdale's, whatever. I can
I
play it
mean,
and just read
Harris-
it. They're basically saying it's a very uncommon glove, and then OJ had a receipt for those gloves. But
Approximate.
I cut the video up. I had to cut out some of the audio because, as you'll see, as OJ's trying to put the gloves on, and it's maybe a 40-second part of the video. They're playing this very dramatic, escalating music behind it.
Right.
And it really was cool to watch, but I know it'll get us a strike right away, so I have to cut the audio out. So you'll hear
Gotcha.
the audio cutting in and out, but we will see OJ attempting to disguise the fact that he can't put gloves on.
Approximately 300.
Have you ever seen it sold anywhere in the world other than in Bloomingdale?
No, I have not.
Is that a Bloomingdale's credit card sales receipt?
Yes.
So the gloves I showed you in court today then fit the descriptions given on the sales receipt?
Yes.
And is there a signature on the credit card receipt?
Yes.
Can you read that signature to us?
Nicole Brown.
Your Honor, at this time, the people would ask that Mr. Simpson step forward and try on the
Why are the
gloves
gloves
recovered at
in a
Bundy as well
bread
as the gloves
bag?
recovered at Rockingham.
Like, that was some of the most ridiculous stuff you start seeing, and then it's like, why would you ask him to put the gloves on? What does that prove? If
And I think so the jury can see, I'll ask Mr. Simpson. to
all he can do is
stand.
prove that it's not his, and
Well,
There
did
he
the
goes.
defense or did
No, it
the
was the
prosecutor?
prosecutor.
They
The
wanted him to do.
yes,
That's
the prosecutor wanted him to do this. So I mean, and to not argue, so that's the guy, Christopher Darden.
You have a problem placing the glove on his hand?
With, I mean, it's like trying to put a condom on over a condom. It's impossible with those fucking latex gloves underneath. You're not going to put a glove on. But yeah, he's doing the greatest acting job of his life here. Then I've never seen these before.
Yeah, the faces were great. Like he's struggling. I just can't. Oh, let me just really think. I do this. Jeez.
We know they're your gloves, OJ. You killed those people
With those gloves.
with those gloves.
All right. Thank you, counsel.
No, he's waving. He's like, look, everybody.
And look how fast he
Doesn't
removed it. Did you see that?
Yeah.
At the very tail end of that video, he like just slipped the glove off like instantly.
Yep.
Unless my eyes were playing tricks on me.
No. But we do have, again, another key piece of evidence presented by the prosecutors was the 911 calls. So this was calls Nicole was making to the cops before. There's references in here about, you know the record. You know how many times you guys have, what was the town they lived in?
Brentwood.
Brentwood police. Like, you know how many times you guys have been down here, and you just fucking give them, oh, it's all right, OJ. All right, you get to sleep, OJ. You'll be fine in the morning. Like, how many times you guys look the other way? You hear that all in these calls. Not playing, is it?
No.
Yep, I thought so.
It was, you had it on the screen. You had a video and then it disappeared. There you go.
Can you get someone over here now to 325 Gretna Green? He's back.
Can you turn it up a little bit?
Okay, what does he look like? He's O.J. Simpson. I think you know his record. Could you just have somebody over here? Okay, what is he doing there? He just drove up again. He just drove me over. Okay, wait a minute. What kind of car is he in? He's in a white Bronco. But first of all, he broke the back door down to
Is it really low?
I think it's good enough.
Oh, okay.
get in. Okay, wait a minute. What's your name? Nicole Simpson. Okay, is he the sportscaster or whatever? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Wait a minute. We're sending the police. What is he doing? Is he threatening you? I'm going nuts. Okay. Has he threatened you in any way, or is he just harassing you? You're going to hear him in a minute. He's about to come in again. Okay, just stay on the line. I don't want to stay on the line. He's going to beat the shit. Wait a minute. Wait. Just stay on the line so we can know what's going on until the police get there, okay?
I should have looked or tried to enhance the audio in the back, because then you'll hear OJ actually coming in and screaming. But it's too faint in the background. I'm sure that audio's somewhere.
Okay, Nicole? Just a moment. Does he have any weapons? I don't know. Okay. He went home. Now he's back. My kids are upstairs sleeping, and I don't want anything to happen. Okay. Has he hit you today or no? No. Okay. You don't need any paramedics or anything? Okay. You just want him to leave? My door. He broke the whole back door in.
Just so he broke the door
And
in.
then he left and he came back. And he came and he practically knocked my upstairs door down, but he pounded it, and then he screamed and hollered, and I tried to get him out of the bedroom because the kids are sleeping in there. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then he wanted somebody's phone number, and I gave him my phone book and put my phone book down to write down the phone number that he wanted, and then
And they're divorced at this point too, right? Like, this is ex-wife at this point, and he's still.
Yeah, because she said he went home.
Yeah.
And then he came back.
Yeah. Like, he's that. Why are you still that involved, that passionate about anything your ex-wife is? It's over, Juice.
it's my
It's
phone
over.
book with all my stuff in it.
The dispatch.
What?
I don't know why the video did that.
Hey. What else? Unit, your domestic violence at 30 Cartier.
Yeah, that's OJ screaming in the background.
The suspect is now entered in the jail. The kids are sleeping. Call 200 4221 RD825 children. Just stay on the line, okay? Is he upset with something that you did? Oh, a long time ago, it always comes back.
Yeah. That's
So she cheated on him. He caught her.
well.
That's probably why they got divorced. It's probably the
Yeah.
pool boy kid, whatever.
But he's still
still
angry. But yeah, so we might as well go to the verdict. Unless you had anything else, we can jump to the verdict. And then add a couple other things.
Yeah, we could just go to the verdict.
Because this was, and now we'll play some stuff after too. But this was I guess the way it was. Every white person expected he was going to be guilty,
and every black person thought he should be innocent.
Yeah. So why this divided the races more than anything else? I mean, yeah, I know the riots in LA, especially, were a few years away. So, but this definitely was I don't know.
I think a lot of at that time, a lot of black people were just like, oh, too bad. Like white people, like, oh, poor white people. Like we go through all this shit all the time, like murders and stuff. Like black, our black men are being arrested and thrown in jail all the time. And
so but I thought it was more of the way they thought this was to get one back, almost.
Like, that's what I'm saying. That's my point. Yeah. Like so,
not a retaliation, but just a win for us.
Yeah, exactly.
Win for the good guys over here.
Thank you.
So this is the verdict that, again, I didn't expect. So again, by this point, I was like all in. We'd been watching this for a year on TV every day. The coverage, the limos to court, like it was just a spectacle.
It was OJ mania. It really was.
People took the day off of work to watch this. Like it was a big fucking deal.
Well, and another thing, I think people were worried about riots going on.
There
because of the verdict. So that was a big deal to watch out for.
And people were scared if he was guilty, there'd be a riot.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Simpson, would you please stand and face the jury? Mrs. Robertson.
Superior Court of California, County of Los Angeles. In the matter of the people of the state of California versus Orenthal James Simpson, case number BA097211. We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant Orenthal James Simpson not guilty of the crime of murder in violation of Penal Code Section 187A, a felony upon Nicole Brown
Crazy.
Simpson.
Still crazy to see that.
Charged in count 1 of the information.
That's the face of a man that just got away with murder.
Yes, it is.
That is what you're looking at, people. Double murder.
I am
Superior
OJ.
Court of the State of California, County of Los Angeles, in the matter of the people of the state of
Remember
California.
OJ made a statement once where he said, I think it was in the movie maybe too. He said, I'm not black, I'm OJ. Like he didn't even consider himself a black guy.
Yeah. In the miniseries, they played it up where Johnny Cochran had to black him up. He said, he had to put art in his house when he was bringing the jurors in because he didn't want, he had nothing. He was Johnny Cochran considered him white.
Right.
But yeah, this is, let's finish watching a guilty man get away with murder.
James Simpson. We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Orenthal James Simpson, not guilty of the crime of murder in violation of Penal Code Section 187A, a felony upon Ronald Lyle Goldman, a human being, as charged in count 2 of the information.
So here's the
We, the jury,
family,
in the above entitled action,
the
further
Goldman
find the special
family,
circumstance that the defendant, Orenthal James Simpson,
who've watched this entire fucking shit show for a year. Again, nobody remembers. Even now, he's like the forgotten guy. If people are talking about the murder, so his parents sat there watching this fucking shit show or for all this, and it's not guilty.
has
No
in this
justice.
case been convicted of at least one crime of murder of the first degree and one or more crimes of murder of the first or second degree to be not true. Signed this second day of October 1995, juror 230. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is this your verdict? So say you one, so say you all.
All right, counsel, Mr. Simpson, would you be seated, please? Just have it quiet in the courtroom, please. All right, Mrs. Robertson, would you please poll the jurors?
Juror number 1, as to count 1, is this your verdict? Juror number
It's
2,
creepy to
as
watch,
count
isn't
1,
it?
is this your verdict?
It really
Juror
is.
number 3, as to count 1, is this your verdict? Juror number 4, as to count 1, is this your verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 5, as to count 1, is this your verdict? Juror number 6, as to count 1, is this your verdict? Juror number 7, as to count 1, is this your
And all the
verdict?
weasels
Juror
that
number 8, as to
defended
count
them
1, is this your
for
verdict?
money
Mhm.
to win any way necessary, and they did their job. They got
Yeah.
it done. But if there's a heaven and there's a hell, I would expect those people to all be going to hell.
And these two buffoons were laughed out of. I mean, I think they still worked, but they were just destroyed. Their reputations, careers were shit. But they did seem to fuck some things up.
Juror number 9, as to count 1, is this your verdict? Juror number 10, as to count 1, is this your verdict? Juror number 11, as to count 1, is this your verdict? Juror number 12, as to count 1, is this your verdict?
Like, again, you're just watching someone's career. Just what was this guy's name? I don't remember this guy's name.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, but yeah, just fuck. To think about that. To think about he got away with it somehow. They just made it such a spectacle that the case didn't matter. The case didn't matter. But we have Woody brought it up, but definitely again the way I watched a lot of this, the way I heard a lot about a lot of this was from Saturday Night Live. And
sure,
Norm Macdonald destroying OJ.
That's pretty much what made and broke Norm's career was what you're about to play us here was his relentlessness. Norm was relentless on ribbing OJ on SNL. And I think it's one of the reasons he lost his job, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so this is a clip of him with Dennis Miller, our friend Dennis Miller, soon to be a guest on this very show. Thanks, Christian, if you're watching. This is a shot of Norm, and Dennis Miller kind of just puts that out there, and then I've got some examples of Norm's bit.
I'll put it in sports terms why you got fired. You were fucking with OJ too much. That's exactly why you were fired, man.
Well, I don't know.
That's his buddy.
Yeah, it's his buddy.
Yeah. Well, that's why you got canned.
OJ's a good guy. I mean, he's not.
Norm was the fucking best.
He really was.
Norm really was the best. So yeah, that's him. So he was, I guess OJ was friends with Lauren or someone at NBC. That I don't remember.
I think it was Lauren.
Was it with Lauren? Okay. So yeah, so this was just a few examples. Again, this was relentless. This was week after week. Every chance he got an OJ, a shot in at OJ, and it was fucking. And Norm was Norm. Norm was awesome. Fuck. So yeah, here's some.
I mean, some of the most memorable stuff for me from SNL from that era.
Yeah, he was fantastic. Why do the good ones die so young?
It was revealed today that O.J. Simpson told police that Nicole Brown Simpson used to beat him up. He also claimed that she and Ron Goldman killed him. O.J. Simpson's lawyers have decided to skip hearings on DNA evidence and go right to trial. Asked why they did this, the lawyers replied, "We want to get O.J. acquitted as speedily as possible so he can get back to doing what he does best, killing people."
Norm fucking rules.
Well, let's get to O.J. O.J. Simpson's lawyers say they don't want the families of Nicole Brown and Ronald Goldman in the courtroom during the trial. They're afraid the presence of the family members will just remind O.J. of how much more killing he still has to do.
There's still ones alive.
Simpson's lawyers stopped feuding this week, finally. The Dream Team, F. Lee Bailey and Robert Shapiro, were able to put aside their differences and express their admiration for each other after O.J. threatened to cut their heads off.
And the way he can deliver it with that fucking face.
Right.
He was the best. Phil Hartman too. Fuck, I miss those guys.
According to the National Transportation Safety Board, sleepy truckers are
This is my favorite.
responsible for 1,000 deaths a year. In second place, O.J. Simpson at 2 deaths a year. It was revealed this week that defense lawyer Johnny Cochran once abused his first wife. In his defense, Cochran said, "Hey, at least I didn't kill her like some people I know."
Oh, Norm.
That's great.
Norm. And Norm. So yeah, Norm got allegedly fired. That was what Lauren kicked him off the show. He was tired of him making fun of his friend. But
Well, if memory serves me correctly, I feel like Norm had told the story to Howard Stern, and they had asked him to cool it, like stop doing the OJ stuff, and he didn't stop. He's Norm. He just kept going, and they had enough.
Yeah, I want to say even. Yeah, I know I've heard the story probably a few times, but at least repeated from other people. But yeah, I just don't remember exactly what it was. But still, many years later, Norm is still going and still pushing on OJ. And this, I think, is probably my favorite Norm moment. Have you seen this one from the ESPYs?
I'm not sure.
Presenting an award to another young football
Oh, yes, of course. Yes, I've absolutely seen this.
How about that? I want a season again. Great, man. He became the first defensive player to win the Heisman Trophy. And congratulations, Charles. That is something that no one can ever take away from you. Unless you kill your wife and a waiter, in which case... all bets are off.
Nobody saw that one coming. Nobody saw that one coming.
Fantastic.
He just fucking slid in there with and so it was Don Omeyer. I do remember that. Don Omeyer.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember again hearing the stories. But yes, thank you, Jason Bark. Mitch Connor had it. Of course, Mitch Connor. Mitch Connor was just kind of sitting back saying he's like that kid in the back of the class that always puts his hand up. He always has the answer. And then the teacher kind of just says the next time, he's like, just let someone else answer the next time. That was Mitch Connor on this one. That's why Mitch Connor was second, because he said somebody else here has it. And of course, he was right. He believes in you. Mitch Connor believes in you all.
Thank you. Thank you, Mitch.
Yes, but yeah, OJ killed her. Yes. Norm was the best. And this was like, I guess, I mean, we've built the whole industry about over goofing on Stuttering John, but there was a whole industry built on OJ, and that was a lot of fun. I've got one more video.
Okay.
And I just wanted to play this. I found this inside a Australian 60 Minutes documentary on OJ Simpson. And
interesting.
Ben Stein, the great Ben Stein of
When Ben Stein's Money. Yes.
The basis, the show that ripped off a when what was it? Fred's Money?
Yes.
Yes, Win Fred's Money. The show that ripped off Win Fred's Money, Win Ben Stein's Money. And he was commenting on this, and it was just, I'm just going to let it play, but he says a few things that I kind of had to do the old, okay.
Out. The worst nightmare of the white community, namely that even the most socialized, privileged, upscale black would revert to gang behavior. He was the model American. It was
kind of weird to hear him say
streets,
this, isn't
from
it?
the slums, from the gangs, made it through his physical prowess and bravery and smarts, turned himself into a respectable citizen. He was the model for what Americans desperately want their black citizens to become.
The Los Angeles Police Department is actively
Is that the weirdest thing you've ever heard Ben Stein say?
Absolutely. I was not expecting to hear that.
for Mr. Simpson.
Most people have eyes and ears are thoroughly convinced that he's probably not innocent, but I think we would all be shouting hosannas if he were innocent.
Not guilty.
Not innocent. Thank
Wow.
you. Ben
So that was in Australia. That never made it to air here in the US that you're aware of.
Yeah, it's not that I found it. Like I saw the clip.
Yeah.
And I just went past it. And then I was watching 2 or 3 other things and I'm like, wait a second, what the fuck did Ben Stein say?
Wow.
I got to go back. So I Googled Ben Stein OJ interview and I couldn't find anything. So I had to actually go back and find the clip from the Australian 60 Minutes and then find him there. But yeah, that was just a very strange clip to hear. Sorry, OJ, we got to cut out for a second. We've been backed up. We haven't done our commercials.
Oh,
so we've got a message from our sponsors.
Today on Field Fry, the Science Guy, Phil teaches us all about grass. Woo! Grass is green! Grass is green! Grass is green! Grass is green! Oh, grass is green! Oh, grass is green! That's Field Fry, the Science Guy, today at noon.
Oh, sounds like a great show. What a great sponsor. Thank you to Phil Fry, the Science Guy. Isn't that amazing?
That is amazing. Yes. So we were just talking about comedians, how funny Norm was. I have it's like a 20-second, 30-second clip of OJ being funny. He was being interviewed by someone back in the 90s.
I can't wait.
And he took a stab at playing a practical joke.
Uh-oh.
1 second.
Did you do it?
No, I didn't. Nope. Did not do it.
After we finished filming, OJ said to me that he had a surprise for me, and I genuinely was surprised. I think it was his idea of a joke, and this is it.
OJ. Oh.
I couldn't believe it when I saw that.
What the hell's he doing? Is he insane?
He must be.
Jesus. OJ. Yeah, that he did a lot of, so he had that book, the If I Did It. Like he did a lot of weird shit. So he wrote that book, If I Did It. And then the Goldmans got the control of the publishing before it was published, and they almost hid the word if. So if you looked at the book on the shelf, it just looked like it said I did it. But even to write a book, If I Did It, like what? Why would you? What is wrong? Why would you do that? Yeah, that was just that didn't make any sense. Some of the stuff he did, but he did. Do you remember the prank show he did in the? Sorry, it's in the 2000s. Do you remember the prank show he did in the 2000s?
No.
It was I believe it was a pay-per-view, and then it became a like a VHS tape or a DVD you could buy.
Okay.
On late night TV. It was called Juiced. And I have the trailer for it. Basically, he was trying to do like, Punk'd was big at the time.
Okay.
Like that. So he figured he would juice you. You just got juiced.
Unreal.
And yeah. So
you have a clip of that?
I have the trailer for it.
Oh my God.
The commercial for the DVD or the VHS.
Oh my God.
The anticipated video of the year. You
won't believe your eyes as you witness O.J. Simpson performing hilarious hidden camera jokes, outrageous pranks, and shocking stunts on unsuspecting people all across America. And you'll witness all the non-stop, uncensored madness caught on tape for the first time ever in this incredible video. Where's the Bronco? This insane footage is so controversial, we can't even show it to you on this commercial. Get juiced for only $19.95. But that's not all.
Wow.
You've been
Now,
juiced.
during this special TV offer, you'll also get the amazing unauthorized bonus footage absolutely free, featuring the ultra sexy, completely out of control juiced rap video. You will.
What?
This special TV offer is available for a limited time only. Order now.
Call 1-800-815-0617. That's 1-800-815-0617.
Unbelievable.
Order now.
Yeah, I never saw that in my life.
Prepare to witness.
So that was OJ at the end there. If you caught him,
What? Oh my God.
in whiteface.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he did like he did one prank where he pretended, I don't know, it was how they would even have done it, but he was pretending that he was having an affair with some guy's wife, and when the guy came to confront the guy he was having an affair with, it was OJ. Like that was the prank. He had like he worked at a drive-through, was fucking around with people. I don't know, he did this whiteface character for something else. Like it was just, and then he did a rap video with like a bunch of naked women around him.
Wow.
Like, it was bizarre, but I do want to watch it. So we've got to figure out a place we can watch.
I was gonna say I kind of want to watch it.
Yeah, I think we got to find a place we can do a live stream of this. So maybe I'll figure out something on my Patreon.
Yeah, I was gonna say
where
Patreon probably.
where we can do a live view of that. But that would be fun to watch. So. And I don't know if, I'm sure it's out there somewhere, but I quick search for it today, I couldn't find it, but I'm sure it's out there somewhere.
Get juiced. All right.
You've been juiced. Rumble it, Jimmy says. Yeah, I guess Rumble we could do. There's not the copyright issues, or again, who's going to copyright this? Whatever. But I guess the nudity. I guess we can.
Yeah.
Does Rumble allow nudity? Like, I don't think they do. Do they? Now you could say whatever you want on Rumble, but you can't show tits.
I think the rap song. I think I found the rap, but yeah, I'd like to do the whole video. I think that.
Yeah.
Would be...
All right. Deal. We will do it.
Okay. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. All right, but yeah, I don't know. I think maybe that's all we talk about OJ for tonight. Carlos Danger did not produce a Carlos's clip for us tonight.
Really? I was
and
looking
now
forward to that.
I know. And normally I would, probably have some witty answers of why he didn't do it or some joke about it. But really, I mean, it just came down to the fact that Carlos Danger was too fat to do it. So hopefully next week he'll be able to do it for us. Hopefully he can be on the show at some point. But he is a big fat bitch. And he doesn't want to hang out with us anymore. So I don't know.
He's been busy. No, he's been
that is true.
Very busy man.
He's been eating a lot. It's constant eating. You should see the size of his biceps, lifting the pizzas in and out of his mouth, box and all.
Speaking of Rumble,
BTLS, no nudity on Rumble, but free speech copyright isn't really an issue. The back end is kind of a pain in the ass. So thank you, Rhett BTLS. So yeah, I guess we'll find a way. We'll find a way to watch that together, even if we have to watch it in my basement while we all touch each other's penises. So be it. So be it. Are you accepting the invite?
I'll be there.
All right. Yeah. Ain't no party like a jerk off party. I enjoyed what you guys did last week. I enjoyed hearing my patented phrase, 4 bangers be screamed into the night. But I think, OJ, that is all for us tonight. You got anything else on OJ?
No, I think we've covered everything that I at least wanted to go over tonight. And like I said, we can always tap back into the OJ files. And again, we have a beloved chatter that has a lot more stuff that we could, if we really want to do it, we can really get into some things that maybe didn't even come out into the public.
And hopefully we can do that again on a Friday night where El Horrible is not murdering orphans and he can be here with us. So that
Good
would
luck
be
with that.
That's true. He's always murdering orphans, this guy. Every day is like, hey, you want to do a show tonight? Can't. Murdering orphans. Okay, you want to do you want to come and help me out? I need to move. Sorry, murdering orphans. It's crazy.
It really is.
These Republicans, OJ. But I mean, Carlos Danger let us down, but your pal Cardiff didn't. So we do have a final thought for you. But see you tomorrow morning, OJ.
Tomorrow morning, yes. Be dabbling live.
I will see maybe Bedabbler. I mean, if he can get the blood out of his fingernails tonight, hopefully he'll be there. But we bid you a fair evening. Tomorrow I will let loose on Stuttering John. Fuck him. I'm done with him. But that's it for me tonight. Good night, OJ. Good night, Galaga.
Good night.
Oh, hi. It's me, your pal, Cardiff Electric. I'm here with this week's Final Thought. What an interesting show that was. Reminiscing. Learning about the O.J. Simpson saga from the 90s. It's important to remember that if you look back over the last 30 years, nothing has changed in the American legal system. It's still biased against white men. So if you are a white man, be careful to not get yourself in any trouble, because the legal system is out to get you. That's all for this time. Until next time, remember to take care of yourself and each other.
It's Friday night, and the mood is right. We're gonna have some fun, show you how it's done, TGI.
Yo, do you remember the 90s? Let's find out. Acid wash jeans, Doc Martens on your feet, Pogs in your pocket, and bagel bites to eat. Watching Full House with your digital pets. Mom, get off the phone, I need to use the internet. Let's go to Blockbuster, there's nothing else to do. Carmen Sandiego, where the hell are you? I like Tukey not.
You got mail.
Ice, ice, baby, swing.
Sit, Eugene, sit. Good dog. Da, 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 da.